I've been wanting to share this crazy story. I'm having help with my YouTube. I have a guy, Danny, who is helping me with my creating my YouTube. He's going to jazz them up. Anyway, this is me, and this is my granddaughter, and this is the old Marysville Highway. This is Bitney's Corner. There's a spring there, and this 10 acres was what we lived on, and the house was a converted tavern. It still looks just as bad as it did back then. That's the house. This is the door where those 2 soap samples were hung. Remember I gave the story about how my mom put her last pennies, everything she had was just a few dollars, in the offering plate because she felt that she wanted to follow God. And that was to return tithes and offerings, which left us without any soap, money to buy soap. And while we were at church, somebody came to this house and hung 2 soap samples. Now, there's nobody in the church that knew that we were missing soap. So it was nobody from the church. And it happened while we were away at church. And there's the property. I had a deer that used to visit me. There was a little cement pond here, and a deer. I had befriended a deer, and a man way up here on the hill took a high-powered rifle and shot the deer right in front of me. I was just inches away from the deer. Crazy. I could have been killed, and it traumatized me. So you can see that this is where I used to ride my horse. I had a horse named Desiree, and I thought that was cool that my parents got me a horse, but what I didn't know is they were boarding the horse and I was taking care of it. But that's okay. It gave me a horse for a couple of years. Desiree, and I forgot the other one. Anyway, this was my bedroom right here. This is the door here to the bathroom, or to the back door. And this was my bedroom window. And there's a story about this bedroom window. Look at how far off the ground. Well, there was no window screen or anything, and it was a hot summer night. Like in Grass Valley, it's usually in the hundreds. And we had no air conditioning, so we had to leave the windows open to get cool off during the night. So I was sound asleep, and my headboard was right here. The window, I think, has moved, because the window used to be here. I think they redid this. And my headboard was right here, and the footboard was right here. So I had my bed pushed up against the wall. Not the headboard, but the whole side of the bed was pushed here. So I could lay here and have the cool breeze. Well, my mom was away at school. She lived in Sacramento with another nursing student. Her husband was away in the Vietnam War. This was in the mid-60s. So I'm laying there sound asleep, and all of a sudden, there's this pervert sniffing my crotch. I was frozen with fear. Now, let me tell you some more about this place. It was haunted. There's Bitney Spring. It used to be a tavern. And there's the swimming pool where I went swimming as my granddaughter. I took her to Grass Valley with us. You can see all who drink. That's Bitney's Corner. Everybody came for miles around to get water. And there was watercress here. I remember we used to get some spicy watercress and eat it. And you can see this place was a dump. Still is a dump. Actually, it's nicer than when we lived in. And this is the Abracadabra thrift store. And I had nothing to do. We had no TV, no phone, no radio, nothing. And half the time we didn't have food. And I used to go over here and help the lady, and she would feed me, and then one of the other neighbors would feed me. And up this road here is where the guy had the high-powered rifle that shot the deer. And I would feed the deer my dad's cigarettes. Why they'd eat cigarettes is beyond me. But anyway, my mom would hand wash some of the clothing, and she'd hang it on the clothesline on this side here by my bedroom. The clothesline was right here. And my mom was so upset. Okay, right here, let's say that's the old clothesline, and then the pole was here. So my bedroom window was right here, and this is the garage. So I'll finish the story about the pervert sniffing me. Well, before that, my mom would hang all our underwear and our clothing, and some pervert would come in the middle of the night and chew the crotches in our panties. I could not believe that. My mom was freaked out, and she didn't want to hang her underwear up there because the pervert would come along and chew the crotches right out of our panties. My sister's panties, my mom's panties, my dad's underwear, my underwear, all our underwear got chewed in the crotch. And you can see this is 10 acres. The next neighbor is, half a block away. So there's nobody around except for that crazy guy that shot at me. We thought maybe he's the pervert coming in the middle of the night chewing our panties every night. Every time we hung up our clothes, our panties would be chewed. So I'll get back to this story here. So I'm laying in bed, and it's about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I don't know what time. My Uncle Chet had come from Riverside to visit my dad. So there was Uncle Chet, my dad, and my mom was at work. She worked nights at the ER during the time she was getting her nursing degree. And then my sister's bedroom was right here. And I was frozen with fear about this big man, hairy man, sticking his nose right in my crotch, just sniffing. And I didn't know what to do. Yeah, I was terrified. And then I finally rolled off the bed and I started screaming, "Help!" Anyway, my dad and Chet got the shotgun out, and they went out, and I told them that this man was sniffing my crotch, had his head in the window, and was trying to crawl into my bedroom. And so they heard a noise inside this garage. There was a door here, so they opened up the door and had a flashlight on that pervert that was sniffing my crotch. It was a bear. So it was no pervert. And then soon after that, once again, I heard the pervert out there chewing our underwear. And I looked out, there's a whole herd of deer. They'd stand up on their hind legs to chew the underwear because it had moisture. And they were sucking the moisture out of our panties because that hung down. But anyway, Grass Valley is very, very dry. And the next town over is Rough and Ready. You go look it up. Rough and Ready. Timbuktu's down in Mariloma. And then, anyway, Rough and Ready is the next town over. And this is the old Marysville Highway below Bitney's Corner, outside of Grass Valley, Nevada City. So next time you live out in the country and put a window screen on, and don't always assume it's a pervert. It might be a bear. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my story. God bless you. We stopped at Yosemite. I call it my-semity. I wanted to be a park ranger there. I was interested in earth science and geology. Ooh, the village store. The village idiot. I love Yosemite. I've been there 18 times. We were supposed to go there during spring break. That's El Capitan. You can lay here in the valley here. Right here, this is the river down here, Merced River. And you can look up and you can actually talk to the people that are climbing because your voice travels. Anyway, El Capitan. Sorry, it's sideways. Look at that burl, that wood burl. Yeah, hold on a second. Let me change. I should do another video about, we stayed in these tents. This is Curry Village. $120 a night. Oh, and it's cold and it's very primitive. You can't sleep in your car because the bears will get you. I got to tell you a story about the bears. Anyway, I'll close this. Anyway, God bless you. I'll make another video about Yosemite and another one about Malakoff diggings outside Grass Valley and Nevada City up Highway 49.